My name is Andrew Gurza, and I am the co-founder and co-director of Deliciously Disabled Consulting, a brand and movement that looks to talk about everything under the sun around disability, but really bring the lived experience of disability into pop culture. I really focus on my experiences as a queer man with disabilities, and I want to ensure that queer people with disabilities, particularly in my case, queer men with disabilities, have representation in queer culture. So I spend a lot of time writing and talking and doing my podcast.
That sounds like really amazing work.
I was doing a radio show for about a year, also called Deliciously Disabled. And then, well, I still do it on the radio for Voices for Ability radio here in Canada. So voicesforability.com is who I do it for. But I decided for season 2 of my show, I wanted to expand it to iTunes and a podcast so that more people could listen. So I am just starting out recording the new episodes right now. I have the first 8 episodes of season 2 up on iTunes right now. If you just type in Deliciously Disabled on iTunes, it'll come right up. Um, I'm recording the ninth episode today, actually, and you can just go on iTunes and type in Deliciously Disabled and it'll be there for you. I try to release them once every week.
That sounds amazing. I mean, you know how interested I am with gender and sexuality and all these other things. It's not so much as I've talked a lot about on my videos, but I do cover that in a couple of specific videos that I've released. So it's really great to speak to somebody else who's really interested in the subject area and getting it kind of brought to the wider community's attention.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested in it, and I'm interested in it not because I necessarily was like, yeah, I want to talk about sex. I mean, I've always been a really sexual person, but I felt like because I was never represented in that community when I was coming out and coming into my queerness, that I needed to find a way to bring these two communities together, and the way that I've done that is through Deliciously Disabled, really.
Mm-hmm.
Disability 1,000 million gajillion percent plays a role in the work I do. Build a business around disability that tells the truth around disability. And so my disability is the reason that I'm working, quite frankly. And it's the reason why I do what I do. It is 100% connected to everything that I do professionally.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely relate.
My specific disability is spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy, which is a big, long term for, in my case, to say that I can't walk. So I'm unable to stand or to ambulate on my own, and I'm a wheelchair user. Um, but other than that, I mean, it affects that I can't dress myself on my own. I can't toilet myself. I need help with specific day to day. I can't get up out of bed myself. I need help with all that stuff. But once I'm in my chair, I'm totally fine. Yeah, I mean, growing up was pretty normal in that my family never denied that I was disabled. They didn't pretend like I wasn't, but they never made it a big deal. It was when I started going out in the world and seeing how people reacted to it that I saw how polarizing disability actually was. When it came time to study, to like go to school, none of the kids knew how to befriend me because they'd never seen somebody in a chair before. But I really had to navigate kind of friendships differently because people didn't know how to approach me.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's really important to acknowledge that it can be a real struggle for people in our sort of situation, not just to dealing with our own struggles or limitations, but also to kind of acknowledge that other people can struggle with navigating how to approach us around that.
Yeah, I mean, I think which is kind of why I do what I do because I'm a grown man now, and I still am dealing with the same kind of things the kids do to me on the playground. People assuming things, people avoiding me, people running out of my way because they think I'm going to run them over with my chair. Like all that stuff still happens as an adult, and it's because we haven't given individuals a framework to discuss disability openly and have honest discussions where they can say, you know what, your disability scares me a little bit. How do I navigate this? Those narratives need to be given space, and I don't really feel they have been yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's where having visibility is so important, so that we can share our experiences and help people to understand by doing that.
Totally, we do need to create our own visibility because no one's going to give it to us because nobody knows how to market us. So we have to do it ourselves. My goals are just to continue the conversation around disability and to kind of make deliciously disabled a global thing when we talk about disability generally, whether we're talking about sex, whether we're talking about like different initiatives. I want deliciously disabled to be an identifier that people can use to discuss disability. So I'm just continuing to work on my stuff and get myself noticed and to get myself to a plateau where I am recognized as the guy who does this for real.
Awesome. So you're kind of aiming to be a spokesperson for the cause, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, myself and my business partner Stella, we run it from very different angles. So I run it for queer men typically, and from a male perspective, and she runs it from a female perspective that I can't speak to. So I like that we can work together and kind of work off each other that way. So I think we want Deliciously Disabled Consulting to be kind of a household name for disability.
Yeah, that's great, and it definitely seems like you're doing what you can to have a very balanced and rounded perspective, so it's not just speaking from one viewpoint.
Totally, 100%. The positives are that I created a job for myself. I created work. I'm able to look at the world a completely different way than someone else is able to and bring that experience to the table. I have a different narrative that I can always pull out of my back pocket and say, wait a minute, what about this? What about this lens? Have you looked at it this way before? Here's why. And so it totally gives you a different level of depth and understanding about the world that someone else doesn't have.
I love that you acknowledge and own the fact that your viewpoint is different based on your experience of disability, but you've totally made it into this really positive, empowering thing, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to just quickly preface everything. What I'm doing is positive, but I also try to not make it positive or negative. I simply try to tell the truth around disability. So if I'm having a crappy day and I'm not feeling very delicious about my disability, I will still hashtag deliciously disabled after writing out about whatever the experience is, because that's the truth, and people need to know the truth.
That's so important for people to be able to be genuinely truthful about crappy sides to that experience of life, whether it's because they have disability or whether we don't. We're all human, we all have good days and bad days, and if we can own that, I think it makes it a lot easier for us to relate to one another.
Totally. Disabilities informed every single thing that I have ever done. Disability, like I'd probably be working a 9 to 5 crappy job that I didn't want to do, and I'd probably be doing something menial that I wasn't really. So, and I don't know what kind of person I'd be, and I don't know if I would be as empathetic as I am, and I don't know if I would be as, I don't know where I would be, but I'm proud that I am disabled, and I'm proud that I was given this opportunity to change, turn the world on its ear through the work I do. But just saying quite bluntly, in the work I do when I'm having a crappy disability day, I will say, "This happened to me today," and you've seen it on my wall. This happened to me today. Here's why this happened. Here's how I feel about this, and I lay it right out. And so, owning that some days are crap is, I think, important as opposed to necessarily reframing it. Just saying, "I feel like this today. Here's why." My advice is just sit with it, be there with it, feel every feeling, be vulnerable around it, talk about it. My advice is to let it out. Don't keep it in. If you're pissed off about your disability today, great, share that. So share every aspect of your disability with everybody who will listen to you. So you can then make them confront the space that you're in. Well, Well, I guess I can tell you that I'm planning the second Deliciously Disabled Sex Play Party to be happening in Toronto this summer. So, and I know that sounds kind of like scandalous and dirty, but actually what it is it's a place where it's a party where individuals with disabilities can come and interact and be sexy if they choose to, or just be in a space where their sexuality is represented. And we did the first one last year, and now we're moving on to the second one, and we're planning it right now. So I'm working on that. That's happening in August. I'm working on just blogging more and doing the podcast, and I also do lectures and talks around the world around disability. So if anybody does want to hire myself or Stella Palakarova, they can head on over to deliciouslydisabled.org and you can contact us there. And if anybody wants to kind of join the movement around Deliciously Disabled, they can hashtag it on social media with pictures of them holding up a sign that says I am deliciously disabled or I am a deliciously disabled ally, and then we can really get the movement started.
Great, thank you so much for sharing some of your experiences and the work that you're doing. And I will put some of the links that you've given me into the description of this video.